Y'all, the orbs are orbing tonight. Hi everybody, my name is Julia. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to do another pick a card reading. Before we get into it, I have like a side note that has nothing to do with this reading, but I think it's for somebody because I'm sure it's not for me. So like for the last week I kept getting the song in my head. It's an older song, it's an oldie, it's by the Turtles. It's called Happy Together. You know, you and me and you. Me and you and me. No matter how they toss the dice, it's meant to be. The only one for you is me and me for you. I know I'm saying it wrong, but it's by the Turtles, and it's been in my head for like a freaking week. And then I walked out of my room earlier, and I walked in the living room, and my mom was watching a show, and it was playing, and I go, Mom, what is that you're watching? You know, that song has been like streaming in my mind for a week, and I hadn't heard it like on anything, like on the radio or anything. And I guess that it was playing at the end of a show. She's watching that new show on Netflix. I think it's called Baby Reindeer, which I think is about a stalker. So maybe somebody has a stalker on their hands. Maybe I was thinking I should do a reading called Who's Obsessing Over You? I don't know. This is all channeled. This isn't going to be what today's reading is. This is just on a whole nother side note, just letting you know, because I know that's coming through as like channeled for somebody, and it's not for me. I am single as a Pringle. I am completely introverted. I like rarely leave the house. I'm just being honest. So I don't know who it's for. I think whoever it's for, you'll know if when you hear it. And then it's weird because I looked up the song on YouTube, and on the album cover for like that song for the Turtles, it says She'd Rather Be With Me. Maybe someone needs to go listen to that song. You got something going on with somebody, and I don't know. I think whoever it's for, you'll know. Okay, so I just had to put that out there. Okay, so today's reading, though, I was inspired by something in the last reading I did. You know, what are people noticing about you? And I noticed in like two of the piles, it wasn't so much that people were noticing something, but it kind of really felt like there was a lot of things that people were curious about. So this reading tonight, we are going to do today, whenever you're watching, is what do people wonder about you? What are people wondering? What are they curious about? Like, what do they want to know? You know? So we're going to have 4 piles, and let me go ahead and show you the piles. So for pile 1, we have the Blue Aura Titanium Quartz. Forget if this is titanium quartz or titanium amethyst, but I know it's the Blue Aura Titanium Quartz, amethyst quartz. Okay. For pile 2, we have the Desert Rose. Lovely. Oh, you chipped a little bit. Chip off the old block. Sorry. Okay, for pile 3, we have the Kyanite. Kyanite for pile 3. And last but not least, for pile 4, we have the Angel Aura Amethyst. Angel Aura Amethyst, pile 4. So, as per usual, timestamps will be in the description and in the comments. I look forward to seeing you guys at your piles. And I want to say thank you to everybody who likes, comments, subscribes. I read every single comment. Even like on the long ones, I love it. I'm fascinated by some of the things I learn from you guys, and that the things you guys share with me. Sometimes I don't always get back to them right away, but that's because I take things very seriously, and I read every single comment. Like I pay close attention to what you guys say, and so sometimes I have to wait till I have a day where I put some time aside, where I actually sit down and really put time into going through my comments, because I do appreciate everything that you guys share with me, and I love you guys. So I'll see you guys in the reading. Hi, pile 1. If you chose the Blue Aura, I almost called it tourmaline. That's weird. Maybe I did get some tourmaline out. But it's the Blue Aura Titanium Quartz Amethyst. I forget which one it is right now, but it's the Blue Aura Titanium Quartz, we'll call it. This is your reading. What do people want to know about you? What are they curious? What are they wondering? So let's get right into it. I usually use like 9 or 10 decks, and I'm only using I think 6 tonight. Because I can't do as long as a reading set because I have an appointment in the morning, but I really felt like doing a reading, so let's get right into it. So, okay, coming out first, we have intuition and intimacy in reverse. So, right away what I'm getting, pile one, is people are wondering if you, okay, there's two different things I'm getting. People are wondering how much you know about something, a certain situation. Also, people are wondering if you are what you say you are, if you know what you say you know, if you are as gifted as you are. And I feel that you are. Yeah, I feel if you've aligned to this reading, to this pile, that you're very gifted. I feel people in this pile are highly intuitive. And I feel that people are curious if you are, but what people are wondering is if you really have the gifts that you say you have. And I feel that you do. I feel that I'm even hearing from my spirit. I'm hearing from my spirit guides. Someone's going to end up effing around and finding out that, and because you're going to end up predicting their whole life for them. I believe it. I believe you're highly intuitive. Also, people are curious. They're wondering if you're being with anybody, if you've been intimate with anyone. Or if you aren't being intimate with anyone, people are curious about your private life, I guess we'll say. Also, oh God, who is this? Let me see. Let's see. People are wondering if you're still heartbroken over somebody you were with who, this person I think was a complete, total, just say it as it says it on the card, a jackass to you. And people know that you're no longer connected to that person, but they're wondering if you're still heartbroken over a situation. It might not be for everybody, but I feel it's going to be for a lot of you. I'm kind of seeing that echo throughout these next couple cards here too. So, and yeah, the energy I'm getting, I'm feeling here now, is I feel that for a lot of you in this pile that you've had a spiritual connection with somebody in the past. I'm not going to give it any titles right now. I feel I have a love reading coming up soon where it will touch on these subjects, but because I haven't done a good love reading in a minute, and I feel it coming. So, but we'll just say a spiritual connection, somebody who you are strongly connected to, and it feels to me that you're not in connection with that person anymore, or maybe you are, but there was something that was very heartbreaking or painful that happened here, and people are wondering if you're still hurt over it. And for some of you, they're aware that you're not hurt over it, and they're wondering how you're able to heal yourself. Yeah, I just see it echoing so much throughout here. Okay, also, this is like the same subject, kind of, like, but this is more somebody specific wondering. It feels to me like whoever this spiritual connection person was, for some of you, this person is feeling, is wondering if they were to come back towards you, if you would run from them, or if you, it's almost like giving the feeling of like, you know how there's often in spiritual connections a runner-chaser dynamic that tends to play out often? Well, it feels to me like this person feels like you would be the runner now, and so they're wondering, because they feel that they see that you're very detached from them, and so they're wondering if they were to approach you, if you would reciprocate any of the energy, or if you would totally run in the opposite direction. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm getting back a little bit out of that. Some people are curious if you, it feels like to me you know, this is a deep one. People are wondering if you have any self-esteem issues, if you are confident, and they're wondering, it's like almost like if you've done enough healing. It's almost like maybe certain people, maybe people who are close to you were able to sense in the past that there were certain wounds that were affecting your confidence or your self-esteem. And so maybe they felt they were like, maybe family or people who were close to you noticed that there were certain maybe fears or self-confidence or even self-worth things that were very frustrating for you. And they're wondering now is if you ever feel like maybe, or if you've healed those things, because it feels to me like almost like you don't come off as having those kind of issues anymore, but maybe it's almost going to feel like people who knew you before, who knew that maybe there were certain things you weren't confident about, if you probably are coming across maybe more healed and confident now, so they're wondering if those issues still bother you, or if you're just masking it, or you know, because you're coming across more confident, perhaps. I don't know. It's something to that nature is what I'm getting here. People are wondering if there's certain things that you've really truly have let go of, like left in the past. I feel like a lot of you have entered a new timeline, and so people are wondering if you really were able, how you were able to leave a lot of those things in the past and just really put an end to it and walk away. And if you did do that, I'm proud of you. Okay, I just want to say that. Ooh, earthworm in reverse to hummingbird. I'm hearing early bird gets the worm. I'm also seeing something here about people are wondering if you're going to expose something you know. People are wondering how much you know about something, and if you're going to bring to light how much, or speak on how much you know about something that maybe somebody was trying to keep secret. Also, for some of you, people are wondering like when you're going to come back out. I know that sounds weird, but it's almost like if you've maybe been in taking a lot of solitude, or kind of a little bit cut some people off. They're wondering if you're going to come back around, I guess that you could say. Also, people feel like you've been unstuck from something, that maybe there's something that had you stuck for a while, and that now you're stuck and able to move it freely in any direction. So a lot of people are curious as to what your next move is, or which direction you're going to head into next. Okay. Okay, sorry. So some people are curious about your work. They wonder what it is you're working on. They feel, there are some people who are wondering about some of the work that it feels like some of you have been working very hard on something. Maybe it's something that you're freely sharing with people you're working about, or then others of you, I feel there are certain things that you're working on. Oh, I'm starting to rock. There's a channel coming in. There's others of you, there's something you're working on that I feel you're not sharing with many people, and people are curious about that. People are wondering how devoted, I'm hearing the word devoted. People are wondering how devoted you are to your work or a certain project you have. I'm hearing something about like music or art. There might be somebody here who has like a project, or maybe there's some kind of I don't know, I want to say a side hustle, but maybe like some kind of entrepreneur, or maybe like, you have your regular job, but maybe there's like a little side, something you're starting, a business you're starting, or business or project you're starting on the side, and people are wondering about that. Also, this is interesting. People are wondering, it feels to me there are certain people who, for some of you, this might not be for everybody, but for some of you, there might have been some people you were connected to in the past. It could have been somebody who was, could have been a certain person who was emotionally unbalanced, who was very much, might have been emotionally abusive or mentally abusive to you in your past, and that person's wondering if you're going to ever come back around towards them, or if you're still hurt or mad about how they treated you. It could possibly be for some of you the same person up here, but I don't feel that's for all of you. I feel this is actually maybe somebody different. It could be maybe somebody who is in your family, or a coworker, a friend, an acquaintance, but it feels like somebody who, due to their being emotionally unbalanced, might have been even mentally or verbally abusive, or tried to come off like with an overbearing presence, maybe even a little bit bullying or bullyish. And they're wondering if you're just gonna if you've completely cut them off for good, or if you're gonna come back around, or when you're gonna come back around, or if you're still hurt. This is a separate one, and this one's feeling a little bit specific too, so this one might not be for everyone, so take what's for you. People are wondering, ooh, this one's kind of cool. Well, I don't know if I would say kind of cool, but it's a little bit juicy, we'll say. The whole time I've had this channel, I've never done a gossip reading. Maybe I'll do one, we'll see. Because I don't know, I kind of try to stay out of those energies, but I don't know, why not? For fun, maybe. Yeah. Okay, so anyways, because this kind of is like that. People are wondering if you've heard what's happened or what's been going around about somebody who lost control over a situation. Yeah, somebody lost control over a situation and they were no longer able to keep their balance or keep giving to it. It's like something might have costed somebody a lot of money too. And the illusion dropped about, there was some kind of illusion that somebody had up about something they were doing, or maybe a way they were making money even. And they lost control and everybody knows about it. It's like they lost control over that situation. They lost, like everything fell up. I don't see the tower, but it's feeling like everything fell apart. They lost control. They were no longer able to keep up the facade or whatever they were doing. And it has to be somebody who is connected to you or friends who are connected to you. And they're wondering if you heard about it yet or if you've heard the rumor yet. So it feels like something's happened with some people you maybe used to be connected to, friends or family, and something went wrong and the whole, like, oh, it's like a whole facade came down and like everybody knows about it and they're wondering if you heard about it. Yeah. So that's what I have for you today, pile 1. Send you guys lots of love. I'll see you guys in another pile or in another reading. Hi, pile 2. If you chose the Desert Rose, pile 2, this is your reading. What do people wonder about you? So, for those of you who have been watching my channel, you know I usually use like a lot of decks, like probably about like 9 or 10 usually, because I really like to get into it and connect dots, but I have an appointment early in the morning, so, and I wanted to get a reading out, so I'm only using 6 decks tonight, so this isn't going to probably be a very long reading, but yeah, let's get right into it. So, okay, pile 2, what are people curious to know about you? What are they wondering? So, first we have coming out pregnancy in reverse and honeymoon in reverse. So, I'm getting a few things off of this. Okay, first and foremost, people are wondering about a new beginning. That they're wondering if you've started something or if you're going to start something, or if you really started something you said you were going to do. Like maybe you said you were like, oh, I'm going to go do this now. And like people are wondering if you actually did it. For a very select few of you, there is somebody who is wondering if whatever happened with a pregnancy or if you got someone pregnant, depending on which gender you are watching. Yeah, there's somebody who's wondering something about a pregnancy, if whatever happened with it, if you are pregnant or if you got someone pregnant, maybe they heard something, but that I know won't be for everyone. Also, people are wondering if you're as happy as you seem to be. Like if you, some people are wondering, I feel like there's some people who haven't seen you in a while and they're wondering if you're happy and how you're doing. For others, some people are wondering if you're happy as you seem to be or as you say you are. So if maybe if you have social media and you're portraying like everything's cool, there's some people who are wondering like, oh, I wonder if they're really doing that good or not, you know? So I don't know, it's just what I'm getting here. Also, okay, there's people who are wondering if you think about them. Could be, and this could be from old friends to family to maybe people you were once connected to, but there's somebody who's wondering if you think about them, or maybe somebody's who are wondering if you think about them. Also, there are some people who are curious if you're going to go back to somebody who you used to be connected with. Also, people are wondering if you've heard about somebody who's going through a hard time. I guess it kind of feels like somebody's getting some bad karma and they're wondering if you heard about it. If you're hearing about a struggle or something that happened to somebody, they're wondering if you heard or if you know. People are wondering if you understand what they mean when they try to explain something to you. This feels like somebody specific. This is giving the feeling of partner, ex-partner, or possibly family, but someone's like wondering if you get what they meant when they tried to explain something to you, like you guys were going through something, or maybe there was an argument or a intense or even heated conversation, and someone's wondering if you understood what they were meaning, like the point they were trying to get across. Like, it's like, you know, they say there's a difference of hearing, just listening to what somebody's saying, or actually hearing what they're saying. They're like wondering if you actually heard what they were trying to say, if you got what they meant. And this kind of is going back to me about up here with going, people are curious if you're going to go back to someone. I'm seeing that again here. It's kind of an echo of that. But for not all of you, for some people, they're wondering, there's people who you haven't talked to in a while or seen in a while, and they're wondering if they're going to see you again soon. I think that kind of goes with people who are wondering how you're doing. This is kind of a weird detail, but Some people are wondering what your diet is. Like, people are wondering what you eat. Like, if you eat healthy, like, what do you, like, maybe if you've been doing work to improve yourself, which is great. People are wondering, like, what you do, what is it you've done? Like, I feel there's some people who've noticed maybe a change in you, and they're wondering, but is it a change in their diet? Are they doing some kind of new, like, you know, there's different fads and different diets come out. Is it paleo? Is it keto? Like, what did you do? Something's different about you. Pile 2. For somebody here, and I don't know, this one might not be for everybody, but I think somebody's wondering why you don't post as many pictures. Maybe you used to, or they're wondering if you still take pictures. And for somebody here, they're wondering if you look at their pictures. They're wondering if you look at old pictures. For somebody here, I definitely feel it. They're wondering if you look at old pictures that you have of them and if you think of them. That could be friends or connections and family. Okay. Somebody is wondering, this won't be for everybody, but there is somebody who's wondering why you called something off with someone. And then for others of you, there's people who are wondering if you're still committed to something. It could be something or someone, but it might be like maybe you had been devoted to a work or a project or even a cause, and they're wondering, like, it might seem like you're not anymore, and they're wondering what happened. I'm getting multiple messages on this one right here. We have the shark to the oyster in reverse. Somebody's wondering if you're angry at them for cutting you, if you're angry at them because they cut you off, and for others of you it's the vice versa, because, you know, energy is very fluid. Is somebody's angry at you because you cut them off, and they're wondering if you're gonna, like, when you're gonna open back up to them. For others of you, people are wondering if the reason that you're so closed off is to protect yourself. Okay, that's what I'm getting. There are some people who are wondering if you are still burdened by something, if something is still bothering you, or if you've truly decided to move away from it, like if you've moved on for good. Other people are also wondering if how you were able to get out of some kind of financial hardship. That might not be for everybody, but for some of you, there's some kind of financial hardship or debt you're able to get out of. Other people are wondering, like, what you dream about and if you dream about them. And I feel this isn't just like, it's weird. I'm getting a weird, it's not weird, but I'm getting something about, I feel like there's people who see you in their dreams, pile 2. I feel like there's people who see you in their dreams, and they're wondering if you see them in their dreams too. And I don't feel this is only connections, like as in, like, you know, romantic connections or soulmate connections, because we all know that happens a lot, right, in the spiritual connections. But I feel you're somebody who probably astral travels more than you realize. I feel in this pile, I'm feeling that you maybe don't realize when you're astral traveling, even through thought, because that is one way of astral traveling, and so not everybody realizes it. And so it could be that you get locked, like, you go off in your mind, almost like, you know, like when some people might say, like, disassociate, like check out of a conversation. But I feel that a lot of you are actually astral traveling when you do that, and you go off somewhere mentally. And I feel that sometimes when you go off somewhere mentally, if somebody crosses into that thought stream, that you ping their energy, and that makes them think of you as well, because you know that energy is very fluid, and that works vice versa for other people. And so I think also too, it's like people wonder if, like, oh, okay, like, this is like basic, like almost like telepathy 101 a little bit too, but I feel your telepathy probably goes much deeper than that. But there's certain people who wonder, like, oh, I seen so-and-so in my dream last night, I seen pile 2 in my dream last night, I wonder if they see me in their dreams too. Also, okay, ooh, Ace of Swords reversed to the Devil. Somebody, or a group of somebodies, is wondering if you've truly cut off something toxic out of your life. It could be if maybe some of you could be in recovery from maybe alcohol or other substances, and people are wondering if you really cut that out. For others of you, this could be a toxic connection or a toxic friend, acquaintance, or family member who you cut off, and people are wondering, did you really cut them off, or are you really still, you know, chilling with this person or hanging out with this person on the down low? Like, or did you really cut them off, or did you really stop doing that? There's some people who are curious about that. Mm-hmm. Interesting here. Also, it's just kind of a little bit of an emphasizing earlier. Like I said, this won't be for everybody, but for somebody here, maybe that you might have had. I don't want to call it a pregnancy scare, because for not everybody it's a scare. There's for some people who truly want, to have children, and that's a beautiful thing. But with the Empress and the pregnancy reverse, there is somebody here who had some kind of a pregnancy issue. Maybe that, heaven forbid, I hate to even think about things like this, but sometimes there's complications and things happen, and somebody with the Empress to the pregnancy reverse, somebody's wondering what happened with that, or if you're okay. For others of you, yeah, that's just very specific. That's, I know, for not a lot of you. For others of you, people are wondering how the relationship is with your mother. And I know that's not for everybody, but there's somebody here who's curious. They're wondering about how your relationship is going with your mother. And like I said, that might not be for everyone. So that's what I have for you today, pile 2. I'm sending you guys so much love. I love you. I'll see you guys in another pile or another reading. I hope you feel called to like and subscribe. Hi, pile 3. If you chose the Kyanite, pile 3, this is your reading. What do people wonder about you? What are they curious to know? So, yeah. So, I said this at the beginning of the other pile, so I'll say it at the beginning of this one too. For those of you who've been watching my channel, I usually like to use like a lot of decks, like 9 or sometimes even 11, because I really like to get pinpoint different things. But I have an appointment early in the morning, so I'm only using 6 decks tonight. So it might not be as long of a reading, because I can't sleep in tomorrow like I like to. But anyhow, yeah, so just want to put that out there. So it might be a little bit of a quicker reading, but let's get right into it. So this is what people want to know about you, pile 3. Okay. All right, so let's start off. Okay, we have open your heart, Mercury retrograde, and fire sign. Okay, so this is what I'm getting. Somebody is curious, maybe multiple somebodies, what it's like to know you. They want to get to know you. They want to know what it's like in your inner sphere, in your inner world. I feel like it's a specific somebody, but for some of you, it's a few somebodies. Interesting. There are some people who are wondering too if you're going to go back to work on something that you were working on before. This could be like a project or back to an old job, or even could be a relationship, but it could even just be something that you were interested in doing before, but somebody's is wondering if you're going to go back to that or to go finish it or start it again. There's some people who are wondering, it could be a specific somebody who's wondering what turns you on. I know this is interesting, but this is what I'm getting with fire sign. They're wondering what turns you on, like, or I guess we say what you're passionate about, what are you passionate about, and also like what turns you on, like what gets you going, what motivates you, we'll say, what excites you. Yeah. And it is possible for some of you here that you or the person who's wondering, this could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or even have it in the big 3 somewhere, but it doesn't have to be. I'm just really getting something big here about passions. God, I really feel it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Somebody here, you guys have like, I don't know if it's a secret or not, but there's like a secret admirer. Or somebody who's very interested in you. Somebody's wondering if you're available. That's what I'm seeing here. Somebody's wondering if you're available. For some of you, and this won't be for all of you, there's somebody from the past, because I do have to say it with possible with that Mercury retrograde energy, who's wondering if you've completely let them go. That might not be for everybody, but I'm mostly getting that there's somebody here who's wondering if you're available, if you're free. I'm also seeing here, this could be somebody from the past. It doesn't have to be a connection. It could be a friend or family or even work related, but somebody's wondering why you cut them off, and if you're going to talk to them again or not, or go back, maybe if it's a job, or if it's a group of friends or somebody you used to talk to, but they're wondering why you cut them off, if you're going to go back to talk to them. Also people are curious and wondering if you are stressed out or if there's anything stressing you out. maybe I feel in this pile this is a pile where there's a lot of curiosities I feel around you, so it makes me feel like this might be one of those piles where there's like you kind of have that air of mystery around you, where it's not that you're keeping things from people, I just feel like maybe you're a private person. And in today's age, I mean, why not be? It's kind of a smart move if you ask me. But it feels to me like there's a lot of people who maybe don't know a lot about you, and they're wondering if you're going through something, and that's why you don't show what's going on in your life. They're wondering, maybe it's giving me the feel like there's some people who wonder if you're so private. So the reason you're so private is because you have a lot that's stressing you out, or a lot going on that you're not talking about, something like that. You know what I mean? Okay. Also, this feels like maybe somebody you were either connected to in the past, or it could be some friends or some people who you used to be connected to. I don't know. Take it for make it fit where it fits. And if it doesn't fit, leave it. You know what I mean? But somebody's wondering if there's something that you're keeping secret. Somebody feels or is like it's almost giving the feeling that somebody's assuming something about you. And they're wondering if they asked you if you would be honest about it, or if you would lie. I don't feel that you would lie. Whoever you are coming to my channel or into this pile, I don't feel like this is something you would lie about. It's more giving the feeling like, not that you'd lie, but it's more like maybe you're not wanting to share certain things. Like, it's kind of almost like, is it any of that person's business? I don't know. It's just kind of what I'm feeling here, if you get what I mean, Like, but somebody's wondering if you would be, like, maybe even open to sharing about something that they're curious about, or if you're keeping something secret. I don't know. It also feels like somebody's assumed something, or they've heard something, and they're wondering if they asked you about it, if you would tell them. Yeah. Okay. If you didn't watch in the intro, there was this is maybe for you, pile 3. In the intro, I shared a song that I'd been hearing, and I was sharing that I know it's not for me. It's not, because I'm single as a Pringle baby, and I rarely come out the house myself. I'm not connecting with anybody right now. I'm doing me and having a great time doing me. I'm me. Very introverted right now. So, but I was getting a channeled message, channeled song throughout the week, and it was interesting. For those of you who didn't see, as I explained it in the intro, it was a song it's an oldie. It's by the Turtles, and it's called Happy Together. You and me and you and you and me, no matter how they toss the dice, it's meant to be. The only one for me is you, and you for me, so happy together. Okay, anyways, yeah, I can't sing. But and it was interesting because I went out into my living room, and my mom was watching a show, and the show was ending, and that song started playing, and I go, because I hadn't heard the song anywhere on the radio, it just was been playing in my head for like a week, And so I told my mom, I was like, wait a minute, that song's been playing in my head for like a freaking week. Like, what is this? What are you watching? And she said it was a show. It's like, I guess, that new show on Netflix, Baby Reindeer. And so that show's about a stalker. And the cards I'm seeing, I feel maybe that channel song I was getting, you guys might be that pile, because the cards I'm seeing here, it's really giving the feeling that you might have a stalker. And this isn't like the kind where I usually have piles that I pick on that go through like harassment or group harassment or gang stalker. It's not that kind of stalker. It's like, this is like I don't want to say a regular stalker. Oh my god, it sounds so bad. But how's this? It feels to me like somebody's very interested in you, or has been taking an interest in you. They're somebody who likes you a lot, like maybe secret admirer, somebody who's been keeping an eye on you, somebody who's very interested. Yeah. So somebody's wondering if they were to, somebody's wondering why it's so hard to read you. Somebody's curious as to why they can't, it's like they can't get a clear read on you. Like, they're not sure if they can't figure you out. They're not sure if it would be appropriate to approach you or not. They're not sure how you would, if you would accept them, or how you would take it if they would approach you. Somebody's wondering if they'd be able to have their way with you. somebody feels you're very spiritual and intuitive, and they wonder if you sense that they've been, like if you've sensed them in your energy. And, you know, on this card it says, or if you've noticed that they've taken a liking to you. And on this card it does say, you know, sunglasses, watching, looking, perception, stalking. Yeah, this is that pile. And it's interesting because I looked it up on YouTube, that song by the Turtles, and on the album cover it says, you know, the Turtles, happy together, and then underneath it says on the album cover, she'd rather be with me. Okay. So somebody's interested in you, pile 3. And then right away too, on these animal cards, when I pulled the dolphin, I heard how deep is your love. Pile 3, somebody is so smitten on you. Somebody is like so interested in you. I feel like they haven't made their presence known. And it feels like because they feel like, why can't I read you correctly? They can't figure you out, like if it would be appropriate to maybe approach you, is what it feels like. Also, vulture in reverse to starfish in reverse. There may be some people are curious and wondering, it feels to me like somebody tried to get one over on you in the past, or use you, or maybe they did, and that you are able to regenerate and get, like, you had a quick bounce back, like you got back on your feet quick, and they're wondering like how you're able to do that, or they're wondering if you did bounce back from whatever somebody tried to do or did do in the past. Yeah. Okay, sorry, I'm getting multiple channels down here. Let me see. Somebody's curious as to how you were able to make something happen. That you were able to pull something off. That you were able to bring something together or make something happen. They're wondering how you were able to do that. Somebody else is wondering what made you decide to jump ship, I'm hearing. Interesting, for this 9 of Wands in reverse, I'm hearing that you're not, like you stopped waiting on something to happen. I don't know if this was work, a project, a relationship, but it's like that you just finally maybe accepted it and walked away, or you just maybe, I don't know about accepted, but you just decided to not, maybe you were close to completing something and then you decided like this isn't gonna work, or I don't want to do this anymore. It's almost giving the feeling like it's like, for me, 9 of Wands is like something also could be that like very close to the finish line, like but not there yet, but you're tired, you're still standing, but you're close, and it's like almost like you were so close to finishing something or getting something and then decided not to do it, and people are wondering about that. Something like that, maybe, you know? I hope I make some kind of sense. Also, some of you changed the direction you were heading, and people are wondering why you did that. But it feels to me like it was probably a smart move. I feel this is a very intuitive pile and you know what you're doing. People are wondering how you're not how you're holding up, but I guess you could say how you're holding up, but it feels to me like you're making, it's, you know, like that you've got a lot going on, but somehow you're managing, and they're wondering how you're holding up. For some, this is a little specific, it might not be for everybody, but there's something here about deciding not to, it's like letting go of control of something, or the control of trying to make something happen and not like focusing on it too much. Like it's like people are wondering how you were able to just let go of the control of something, of trying to control something. It's like somebody here decided to, it's almost like they're wondering how you were able to surrender something, like surrender something to the universe, to give it up. And it's like, I give it up, I'm just gonna let it happen in divine time. But it feels like something that maybe you were eager or very determined for at some point. Something like that. I hope I'm making sense. And then this right here is very interesting, and I feel this isn't, you know what's so weird? And I think it was in pile 3 in the other reading too. In the, you know, what are people noticing about your reading I just did? It was weird because in pile 3 I felt like people, there was a lot of like what not people were noticing about you, and well in that reading, but for the pile 3, but it was like more like what people were curious about, which is what inspired me to do this reading. But in this, it's weird because this isn't what people are so much curious about you, but maybe could be if they're curious if you know, but it's almost giving what people have. Interesting how it's flipped the energies here. Very interesting, unique frequency you guys are on, pile 3. It's what, this is showing me what people have noticed, not about you, but about people who were connected to you. People have noticed, you know, not what they're curious about, but people have noticed about certain people who, feels like some people from your past, some people who are not good for you, they were toxic. Well, people have noticed that they're going through bad karmas. That these people who are not good for you, they're coming out, these people from your, there are some people from your past or they used to be connected to you coming out as the 3 of Cups in reverse to the Devil. These were not good people for you. That they're not, that I don't feel, and these people are no longer in your life, that you don't work on things with these people anymore. That these people are at current going through 9 of Swords to the 10 of Cups in reverse. People are noticing the bad karma from people that you don't talk to anymore. There's some people who are not good to you or for you in the past who feel to me are really going through some hard times right now. A lot of things falling apart, they're stressed, they're losing sleep. They're going through it. They're getting their karma, whatever they signed up for by doing the deeds that they did. Whatever they binded themselves to by doing the deeds that they did. People are noticing that those people are getting their karma now. So that's what I have for you, pile 3. I hope you'll feel called to like and subscribe. Be aware, somebody is very smitten with you, pile 3. I feel it all over this reading, okay? So I hope you feel called to like and subscribe. I love you guys. I'll see you guys in another reading. Hi, pile 4. If you chose the Angel Aura Amethyst, pile 4, this is your reading. What are people wondering about you? What are they curious to know, right? Okay, so before we get into it, I'm just going to tell you guys, like I said this at the beginning of the other piles, for those of you who have been watching my channel, you know I like to use a lot of decks because I really like to pinpoint lots of different things. But I have an appointment tomorrow early, so I can't be up too late tonight because it's nighttime right now when I'm recording this. So I'm only using 6 decks tonight, which is not a lot for me. That's like only half of what I usually use. So this is probably going to be a quicker reading. Not as long as I usually like to do, but nonetheless. So we're going to get right into it. So yeah, what are people curious to know about you, pile 4? What do they want to know? What are they wondering? Okay, so first we have no in reverse and they'll be back in reverse. And okay, so right off, this is what I'm getting. There's some people who are wondering if you would reject them if they approached you. Take that for however that translates to you. There's also other people who are wondering why you rejected something or someone. Maybe that some of you received some kind of an offer or someone approached you on something and you turned it down and people are wondering why. Also, there's some people who are wondering if you're going to return to and go back to something or someone. So, or if you're waiting on somebody to return and come back to you, they're wondering if you're still waiting on something to happen, something like that. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a connection or a romantic connection, but maybe it could be like a family, friends, a job, something that it's giving the feeling that you're just waiting on. They're wondering if you're still waiting on something to happen or not. People are seeing that you're not, I don't want to try not to cuss, but they're seeing that you're not up over something. It's like maybe there was some kind of something that was very disappointing that took place and they're seeing that you're not up over it, like you're cool, like you're okay, and they're wondering how you were able to like let that go or get over it so fast or heal, or they're wondering if you have completely healed. People are also, there's some people who are wondering about your family life. Either for some of you, I know not everybody's going to have children, but if you have kids, they're wondering about your relationship with your children. For others of you, they're wondering about your relationship with your parents. For others of you, they're just wondering about what your family life is like. You could be like me, a very private person. So you might have some people, there might be a little bit of air of mystery around you. And so it feels like some people are wondering about your family life. Or your, like I said, your relationships with your either children or parents or just family life. There are some people who are wondering if you appreciate the things that you have. It's a really interesting thing. Maybe some of you have received some blessings or have some really, good things going for you, and they're wondering, they're like, or I don't know, if that's a weird one the way it came through, but I don't know. But I'm also getting, that made some kind of sense. Anyways, there's also people who are wondering if you would let them be good to you. Interesting. There's somebody who's wondering if you would let them be good to you, or why you don't let them in, or why don't you let them love you. Interesting. Yeah, somebody's wondering why you won't let them love you. There's also somebody who was maybe it could be a romantic connection, or it could be friends or even family. But it feels to me like there's somebody or somebodies who you're not in connection or contact with anymore. Like it could be some certain, whether it's friends you don't see anymore, or you cut off a connection or relationship, somebody you were talking to, or even family members cut off, and they're now realizing that there's nobody else like you. There's something special about you, Pile 4, and they're realizing now that they're never going to find another friend like you, or they're never going to find another family member who does what you did for the family, or they're never going to find another lover who loved them the way you did. There's something very unique and special about you, and they're realizing now that they'll never find another you. There is no other you. There's just, you are the only you. You're one of one. And one out of a million, I guess. You get what I'm saying. Okay. There might be somebody who's either curious to get to know you or wants to talk to you, or it could be somebody who you used to talk to in the past even, but this person is curious and wondering if you're seeing anybody or talking to anybody right now, Now this is where it gets interesting. There's this card here, and it's very different from all the other energies I've got at the rest of this reading. Not just in this pile, but throughout the whole reading. This is very different energy I'm picking up on, and I see it kind of echoed right here. So this might be specific, and it might not be for everyone. But there's somebody here coming to this pile who has a specific situation going on. Like I said, this might not be for everybody, so I don't want this to be any kind of fear-mongering. So if it's not for you, don't make it fit where it doesn't fit, okay? But with this girl with the snake, I don't know if you could see it from that angle, that distance, but there's a girl here. It shows that there's a woman. Now this doesn't necessarily have to be about a woman, even though it says a girl with a snake. And she's got a snake in her hand, and it's curled up, and she's peeking through it. And then my next two cards goes fish to the cobra. So we have this double snake here. What I'm getting at is it could very well be a female. It doesn't have to be. But there's somebody who didn't have good intentions for you. Somebody who did not have good intentions for you. Who's watching, wondering, curious. How you move the way you do. How you do what you do. Why you do what you do. What is your rhyme and reason? They're trying to figure you out. Because it feels to me like they haven't been able to bite. Feels to me like this is somebody who had bad intentions. The way this person's peeking, spying, watching feels to me like conspiring or conniving. And this, like I said, don't make this fit if it doesn't fit, because I do not promote fear-mongering on my channel. I'm not trying to put fear in anybody. Staying out of a fear vibration and off the frequency of fear is very important for spiritual people. You know what I mean? Not that we shouldn't have healthy fears, like there's certain things that, we want to be cautious of and aware of, but I'm reading the cards as I see it. So it feels to me like there's somebody who might even be, I don't know if I want to say infatuated or obsessed or paying more close attention to you than they should be. Like really go get up in life. Like, why aren't you living your own life? Like, why aren't you worried about what's going on with you? Why are you over here focusing on pile 4? What's lacking in your life that you have enough time to even be paying that close attention to somebody is what it feels like to me, honestly. So, but it feels, it just feels, the way it's a snake through, it feels to me like somebody who had bad intentions, or maybe even still does, tries to figure you out. because maybe they haven't been able, I'm getting different things, maybe they haven't been able to accept something. And with this coming out next, you know, the fish to the cobra, it's something about the way you move around, that your flow, that you're somehow able to always get around this snake. You're able to get away, get around. Maybe if this person has tried to do, you know, set you up or get you trapped or set a trap for you or try to do something ugly and somehow it never works, is what it feels like. Somehow it doesn't work. So now they're watching, like, how do you manage to always stay 2 steps ahead, pile 4? Why don't you ever fall for it? Why don't you ever bite the bait? You know, I'm channeling this real weird energy. It's strange. I don't like this vibration, but that is somebody who wonders about you. They're curious about you. They don't understand you. They don't get it. They're trying to figure you out. So I had to put that out there. Okay. So like I said, that might not be for everybody. And if it's not for you, please don't start getting any kind of paranoia or fear. It's nothing to fear. Even for whoever it is for, it's nothing to fear, because the person the energy I'm getting here is this person hasn't been able to get you yet. Somehow you've always swam around, up and around and over and through them, like they haven't been able to do nothing yet. And that's why they're so curious about you, is why don't you ever bite the bait? How do you ever always manage to somehow go right around it? You don't fall for it. You don't fall in the trap, bite the bait. You know, it's something of that level. So yeah, probably I'm guessing, you know, well, not guessing, I'm feeling, you know, you're very intuitive. If you come to my channel and you're watching tarot, especially in like lately, the pile 4 reads, the pile 4 groups have been very spiritual. It's been an easier group. I'm not that the other groups are hard to channel, but it streams faster, I guess is the best way I could explain it. So I'm sure, you know, you're somebody who follows your guidance and spiritual, you know, the spiritual hits you get, the insights, the synchronicities, and this person, you're always 1 step ahead, or just flow right around whatever this person tried. I don't know, it's an odd energy, so we're going to get right out of it. Okay, so let's keep going. Yeah. Okay, so pile 4. Also, there's somebody who's wondering, or some people who are wondering when you're going to speak up about something. There's some people who feel that you know something, or you know about something, or there's something that, like a truth, there's something, they're wondering why you haven't spoke up about something, that whether there's something that you know, or something that happened. Sorry, I almost hiccuped. I just ate some good Chinese food. Anyways, my bad. But they're wondering, like, why you haven't spoke up about something you know yet. They know that it's, especially with this Hangman in reverse, there's something that you've become illuminated about, whether this was recently or in the past, and they're wondering why you never spoke up about it. It's giving it feel like people know that you know something, that you found out something, or you know something, whether it was through someone told you, your intuition, but they know that you know something, that you became very illuminated about something, and that they're wondering why you never spoke up or said more about it. And it's making them curious about you, like, okay, well, what is this person up to? Do they have some kind of plans? Are they planning on exposing this eventually? Because they never really spoke up about it. But we know that we know that pile 4 knows, but why didn't they do anything with that, what they found out? And they're wondering if you're going to expose it eventually, or talk about it eventually, or tell everyone about it. People are also wondering if you like having attention on you or not. Like, it's almost like, maybe I don't know if you're somebody who shies away from attention, or if you're somebody who likes getting attention, but they're wondering how you feel about getting, like, a lot of attention. I don't know, it's a weird, I just have to say that as I'm getting these energies. Also, there's some people who are wondering who you're working with now, or who you're hanging out with now, or who you've been talking to lately, or if you talk to, like, they feel like that you have people that you talk to or work with that you don't tell other people about. Like, maybe you have, and why should you? Kind of like, is it anybody's business? That's kind of the way I see it, you know. But so some people are just curious about, well, who are they hanging out with now, or who are they talking to now, or who are they working with now, or what are they doing? Do they have somebody that they're working on somebody else with in private? Like, there's some kind of curiosity about that. Some of you maybe had maybe someone here's planning a vacation or a trip, I'm seeing, or to travel somewhere. Maybe you have to go somewhere for work or taking a break, and or maybe you already did or just recently did, and people are curious or wondering how that went, or when you're leaving or where you're going. Mm-hmm. Hold on, I'm getting a different. Getting different messages right here. Give me just 1 second. There's somebody who's curious if you're going to lie about something, and I don't feel that you are. I don't know what this is, but it's giving the feeling like, not a liar. I don't feel like you're a liar. I don't feel it at all. Not in this energy one bit. But it's almost like they wonder if you're going to cover for somebody. How's that? Not, I don't like to use the word lie, but I'll call it, don't get me wrong, I'll call a spade a spade. If I feel it was a liar energy, but I don't feel there's a liar. It's not like a liar energy I'm feeling for you guys. And I'm not just saying that to be nice, like, oh, I wouldn't call you a liar. No, if it felt like a lie, I'm going to tell you someone's wondering if you lying. And it could be that for somebody, I suppose. But really, it's giving the feeling, I know this is weird, but with this Ace of Swords in reverse, this Seven of Swords, someone's wondering if you're going to cover for somebody. Hey, I'm not going to lie myself right now. I've been there. Man, I am somebody who actually comes from a pretty crazy, harsh, I have a crazy backstory. And, you know, I'm somebody who's in recovery. I quit doing, you know, drugs a long time ago. Well, back in my days, you know, way back when, you know, especially when I lived in California, which that's been over 10 years ago since I lived in California, but trust and believe, oh, I covered for people all the time. Straight up. Oh yeah, that's just kind of part of the whole lifestyle, you know what I mean? So I'm not saying any of you are in that kind of lifestyle, but I'm just saying, like, I get what it is, like when you have somebody you're like locked in with it, you know, oh yeah, don't worry, I'm gonna cover for you. It's giving the feeling like somebody's wondering if you're gonna cover for somebody. Maybe it's something, you know, not on such a drastic scale. Maybe it's like somebody at work, you know, like maybe they up and did something, they're like, man, I can't lose my job, and you're like, don't worry, I'll cover for you. Like, I didn't see nothing. We don't know what happened. You know, I don't know. It could be anything. But somebody's almost wondering if you're going to cover for somebody. And for somebody else here, somebody's wondering something about your transportation. If this might not be for everybody, but for somebody's wondering if you're what your transportation is right now, or they're wondering if you're going to get a new car, or if you did get a new car, or if somebody's been giving you rides, something about transportation. But yeah, that is what I have for you guys today. I hope this made some kind of sense. I know a couple of these messages that came through were quite specific, so I'm sure it might not be for everyone, right? But I hope it resonated for who it needed to resonate for. I love you guys. I'll see you guys in another reading. I'm going to go ahead and cut it off here. Love you. Hope you feel called to like and subscribe. Bye.